The orbital estate of Kim Ji-woo hung among the stars like a jewel. Built from the vast wealth of the Kim Mining Corporation, it was a marvel of engineering and excess. Glass domes, silver spires, and artificial gardens stretched across a private mini-moon that Ji-woo had purchased on her 25th birthday. Ji-woo stood at her panoramic window, watching Earth spin slowly below. Her slim fingers tapped impatiently against the glass as she waited for her assistant. "Miss Kim, I found what you requested," said Han Sung-min as he entered the room. He carried a small wooden box with tarnished metal clasps. Ji-woo turned, her expensive designer dress shimmering under the lights. "About time. Leave it and go." After Sung-min left, Ji-woo opened the box carefully. Inside lay her great-grandmother's diary, a real paper diary from the days before digital life. She gently lifted it out and began to read. Hours passed as Ji-woo absorbed the handwritten accounts of life during the early 2100s. Her great-grandmother had been an activist who fought against government overreach during the first space colony days. Ji-woo found herself fascinated by concepts like civil rights, privacy laws, and freedom from unreasonable searches. Computer, research pre-unification legal codes regarding citizen privacy, Ji-woo commanded. Her eye assistant projected holographic displays around the room. Ji-woo studied them intensely, her mind making connections no one else would see. "The Galactic Security Force is violating basic human rights," she muttered, "just like my great-grandmother fought against." Over the next weeks, Ji-woo became increasingly obsessed. Her already demanding personality grew more difficult. Servants quit. Friends stopped visiting. But Ji-woo didn't care. She had found a purpose. In her private laboratory, she began working on something new. The lab took up an entire wing of her estate, filled with equipment that even research universities couldn't afford. Ji-woo had always played with technology, but this was different. She worked day and night, forgetting to eat or sleep. "Ms. Kim, the board is concerned about your absence from company meetings," Sung-min reported one day. "Tell them I'm busy changing the world," Ji-woo replied without looking up from her workbench. "And increase security. I don't want any uninvited visitors." What Ji-woo was building looked simple, a small silver device that fit in her palm. But its inner workings were revolutionary. It detected tiny tears in space-time, quantum disruptions that no standard equipment could find. Ji-woo had built it after experiencing strange dreams that she now realized were caused by these disruptions. "The rifts are real," she whispered as her device lit up for the first time. "And they're getting worse." Ji-woo didn't realize that her work had triggered automated security alerts. The Galactic Security Force monitored all unusual energy signatures, especially from private labs. They were already on their way. That evening, as Ji-woo tested her device in the garden dome, something strange happened. The air seemed to shimmer, and for a moment, she saw something else. Another world, perhaps, or another time. The vision was gone in seconds, but it left Ji-woo trembling. "I need to warn them," she said to herself, "but they'll never believe me without proof." The next morning, as Ji-woo prepared to document her findings, her security system chimed. "Ms. Kim, a Galactic Security Force ship, is requesting docking permission," her AI reported. Ji-woo froze. Then she smiled, a sharp, unfriendly smile. "Perfect timing. Tell them I'm busy. Make them wait." Ji-woo quickly hid her device and pulled out her great-grandmother's diary instead. If the GSF wanted to interfere with her work, she would need to fight back, and her great-grandmother's tactics might just work. "Miss Kim, they are insisting. Officer Park Tae-ho says they have authority to inspect any premises showing unusual energy readings. Do they have a warrant?" Ji-woo demanded, remembering the ancient legal concept from the diary. "They have a standard security directive." "Not the same thing," Ji-woo said with satisfaction. "Tell Officer Park I want to see his supervisor. And prepare guest rooms. I think our visitors might be staying a while." As the GSF ship docked against her wishes, Jiwoo prepared for battle. They had no idea what they were walking into, or that the eccentric, difficult Harris they were about to meet might be the only person who could save them all from the growing tears in reality. Officer Park Tae-ho stepped off the shuttle into Jiwoo's docking bay. He was tall and serious, with a crisp uniform and the straight posture of someone who followed rules. 4 other officers followed him. Their faces showed no emotion as they looked around the luxurious space. "This way, officers," said a holographic guide that appeared before them. "Miss Kim will see you in the main hall." "We're not here for a social visit," Park said firmly. "We detected illegal energy signatures from this estate. We need to inspect her laboratory immediately." The hologram flickered. "Ms. Kim insists on proper protocols. Please follow me." Park sighed but signaled his team to comply. They walked through hallways filled with expensive art from Earth and the colonies. The estate was bigger than most space stations, built for one woman's comfort. In the main hall, Jiwoo sat on what looked like a throne. She wore a simple white dress that probably cost more than an officer's yearly salary. "Officer Park," she said coolly, "you're trespassing on private property." Park stepped forward. "Ms. Kim, we have authority under Galactic Code 237 to inspect any facility producing unregistered energy signatures. Your laboratory has been flagged." Jiwoo laughed. "Do you have a warrant signed by a judge?" "No." "Then you're violating my rights under the Earth Constitution of 2113. That document was replaced by the Unified Galactic Charter 200 years ago," Officer Lee Hyun-ki said, checking his datapad. "It was never legally dissolved," Jiwoo countered. "I want to speak to your supervisor. Immediately." Park took a deep breath. "Miss Kim, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. Show us to your laboratory, and we'll be quick." Jiwoo stood up. "Fine. Follow me." She led them through more hallways until they reached a sealed door. "My private workshop is through here. But I warn you, my equipment is sensitive." As the door slid open, Park noticed Jiwoo press something on her wristband. He reached for his weapon, but it was too late. A flash of blue light filled the room. When it faded, nothing seemed different. "What did you do?" Park demanded. Jiwoo smiled innocently. "Nothing at all. Please, inspect away." Officer Kang tried to call the ship. "Commander, we're inside and..." She frowned. "The comms are down." "Standard interference in this part of the estate," Jiwoo said. "Nothing to worry about." Park didn't believe her. "Check the ship," he ordered Officer Choi. Minutes later, Choi returned looking worried. "Sir, the ship's systems are offline. Complete power failure. We're stranded." Jiwoo's face showed fake surprise. "How terrible. It must be a solar flare affecting your systems." "There are no solar flares today," Park said through clenched teeth. "Well, whatever the cause, you're my guests now," Jiwoo said with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "I insist you stay until help arrives." For the next 3 days, Jiwoo kept the officers in luxury prison. She assigned them beautiful rooms but locked down all communications. Each meal became a lecture about citizen rights and government overreach. In 2113, police needed probable cause. She explained during breakfast on the second day. Not just some computer alert. Park tried reasoning with her. "Miss Kim, we're just doing our job. Your experiments could be dangerous. Or they could save lives," Jiwoo countered. "You don't even know what I'm working on, yet you barge in here." By the 3rd day, Park was desperate. His team had tried everything to contact headquarters. Meanwhile, Jiwoo disappeared for hours into her lab, emerging with dark circles under her eyes. That night, Park found Jiwoo in the observatory, staring at the stars. For a moment, she looked vulnerable. "What are you really doing here?" he asked quietly. Jiwoo hesitated. "Something is happening to space itself. Small tears forming between dimensions. I can see them. I built a device to detect them." Why not report this through official channels? Would you believe a crazy rich woman seeing things? Ji-woo asked bitterly. Before Park could answer, the observatory wall seemed to shimmer. For a second, both of them saw a glimpse of something else, a wasteland where the stars should be. That's the third one today, Ji-woo whispered. They're getting worse. A loud alarm cut through the moment. Ji-woo looked at her wrist device. Your rescue has arrived. A GGSF cruiser just entered my security perimeter. Park studied her face. You'll be charged with detaining officers and interfering with an investigation. Ji-woo smiled that sharp smile again. And I'll be suing the entire Galactic Security Force for harassment and property damage. Let's see who wins. As the rescue team docked, Park had the uncomfortable feeling that Ji-woo had planned this all along, and that maybe, just maybe, she wasn't as crazy as she seemed. The Galactic Court of Justice was the largest legal building in the solar system. Its crystal dome stretched 100 meters high, designed to make everyone inside feel small and humble before the law. Today it was packed with reporters, curious citizens, and legal observers. All rise for Judge Yoon Sun-me, called the court officer. Everyone stood as the judge entered, her black robes flowing behind her. Only one person remained seated, Kim Ji-woo, who was busy adjusting her expensive suit and whispering to the silver box on the table beside her. Miss Kim, you will stand when the judge enters, hissed Lee Hyun-ki, the prosecutor representing the Galactic Security Force. Ji-woo raised an eyebrow, but eventually stood with obvious reluctance. Be seated, Judge Yoon said. We're here for preliminary hearings in the dual cases of GSF versus Kim Ji-woo and Kim Ji-woo versus the Galactic Security Force. She looked at Ji-woo. Miss Kim, I see you've chosen to represent yourself. Not exactly, Ji-woo replied, tapping the silver box. The box unfolded itself, parts shifting and expanding until it formed a humanoid shape made of flowing silver. Gasps filled the courtroom. Ji-woo had brought Atlas, the most advanced artificial intelligence legal system ever created. Most people couldn't afford even 10 minutes of Atlas's time. Ji-woo had apparently purchased it outright. Your Honor, Atlas said in a perfectly modulated voice, I represent Ms. Kim in this matter. Judge Yoon frowned. Very well. Prosecutor Lee, please present the charges. Lee stood up, straightening his uniform. The GSF charges Ms. Kim with illegal detention of officers, obstruction of justice, operating unlicensed energy equipment, and assault through electromagnetic means. Ridiculous, Ji-woo muttered loudly enough for everyone to hear. Miss Kim, warned the judge. Atlas placed a metallic hand on Ji-woo's arm. Our counterclaim, Your Honor, is for harassment, illegal search and seizure, property damage, and violation of citizen rights under multiple treaties. The damages requested. Judge Yoon asked. 1.2 trillion credits, Atlas stated calmly. The courtroom erupted in shocked voices. It was the largest personal lawsuit in galactic history. Order. Judge Yoon slammed her gavel. We'll begin with evidence presentation. Over the next 3 hours, Prosecutor Lee showed recordings from the officers' body cameras. They displayed Ji-woo's defiant behavior, her activation of the device that disabled their ship, and her refusal to let them leave. As you can see, Lee concluded, Ms. Kim deliberately trapped 5 officers for 3 days while continuing her illegal experiments. Atlas stood, its silver form catching the light. Your Honor, my client will now testify about what actually occurred. Ji-woo took the stand, looking completely at ease. The GSF invaded my home without proper documentation. I was conducting perfectly legal private research when they demanded access to my personal laboratory. And the device that disabled their ship? The judge asked. A simple security system that was triggered by their unauthorized scanning equipment. Ji-woo said smoothly. Their outdated ship simply couldn't handle the feedback. Not my fault, they need to upgrade their technology. Judge Yoon leaned forward. And why are you seeking such an extraordinary sum in damages? Ji Woo's pleasant expression hardened. Because the GSF needs to learn a lesson. They can't just barge into private homes because some computer flagged an energy reading. They damaged prototype equipment worth millions. They detained me in my own home. And they've done this to others who couldn't fight back. From the gallery, Park Tae-ho watched with growing unease. The case wasn't going well for the GSF. Ji Woo was playing the victim perfectly, and ATLAS was systematically dismantling their legal arguments. During a recess, Park approached Lee. "We need to change strategy. She's making us look like bullies." "What do you suggest?" Lee asked tiredly. "Ask about what she was actually building," Park said. "During my time there, I saw something strange. A sort of tear in reality." Lee looked skeptical, but nodded. When court resumed, he took a different approach. "Ms. Kim, what exactly were you researching when the officers arrived?" Jadwoo hesitated for the first time. "Private technology." "Could you be more specific?" Atlas intervened. "Objection. My client's research is proprietary and not relevant to these charges. I'll allow it," Judge Yoon ruled. "Ms. Kim, please answer." Jadwoo looked uncomfortable. "I was developing detection equipment for spatial anomalies." "What kind of anomalies?" Lee pressed. "Interdimensional rifts," Ji Woo finally said. "Small tears in space-time that are appearing throughout the system." The courtroom fell silent. Then people began to whisper. "And did you share this critical safety information with authorities?" Lee asked. "They wouldn't have believed me," Ji Woo snapped. "They would have called me crazy, just like everyone else does." A commotion at the back of the courtroom interrupted the proceedings. A GSF commander rushed in, whispering urgently to Lee. The prosecutor's face paled. "Your Honor," Lee said, "I request an immediate recess. There's been an incident at Europa Station that may relate to this case." As the judge granted the recess, Ji Woo caught Park's eye from across the room. Her expression said clearly, "I told you so." The lawsuit was about to take an unexpected turn, one that might prove the eccentric Harris had been right all along. The emergency meeting room at GSF headquarters buzzed with tension. Commander Ba Junho stood at the head of the table, his face grim as he activated the holographic display. Around him sat key personnel, Prosecutor Lee, Officer Park, and 3 science officers. Kim Ji-woo sat apart from them, still technically in custody, but now wearing an expression of smug validation. "Europa Station went dark 3 hours ago," Commander Ba began. "When rescue teams arrived, they found this." The hologram showed a space station with a strange shimmer around it, a warping of space that made it hard to look at directly. 23 people are missing," Ba continued, "and the station exists in 2 places at once, according to our instruments." Jai-woo leaned forward. "It's a Class 3 rift. Exactly what I've been trying to warn you about." "You knew this would happen?" Lee demanded. "I knew something like this was coming," Ji-woo replied. "The rifts have been growing stronger. I detected the first one 6 months ago in my dreams. Later, I built equipment to track them." Park exchanged looks with his commander. "She did try to tell me something about tears in space-time." Commander Ba studied Ji-woo. "Why didn't you report this through official channels?" "Because rich women who claim to see things in their dreams get ignored or medicated," Ji-woo said bitterly. "I needed proof first. That's why I built the detector." "The same device that interfered with our ship?" Park asked. Ji-woo nodded. "It wasn't designed to do that. The rifts create unusual energy patterns. My detector interacts with them. Your ship got caught in the feedback." The science officer, Kim Do-yeon, cleared his throat. "We need to see this technology." "First, drop all charges against me," Ji-woo demanded. Lee began to object, but Commander Ba cut him off. "Done. Now help us understand what we're facing." 2 hours later, Ji-woo's private laboratory had been transported to GSF headquarters. Her silver detection device sat on a table surrounded by the best scientists in the system. Jiwoo worked alongside them, explaining her discoveries. The rifts are like tiny tears between dimensions, she explained. At first, they last only seconds, but they're growing more stable. The one at Europa Station could become permanent. What causes them? Du Yun asked. Unknown, but I have a theory. Jiwoo pulled up a star chart on the display. They follow a pattern. Each appears at a point where massive mining operations have extracted specific rare elements. Park stepped closer to the display. Your family's company controls those mining operations. Jiwoo nodded grimly. Yes, the Kim Mining Corporation might have accidentally started this. That's another reason I kept quiet at first. I needed to be sure. How do we close the rifts? Commander Bai asked. I don't know yet, Jiwoo admitted, but my detector can predict where new ones will form. Later that evening, Park found Jiwoo alone in the observation deck, staring at the distant light of Europa. Why didn't you tell me the whole truth when I was at your estate? He asked. Jiwoo didn't look at him. Would you have believed me? Or would you have added delusional to my charges? Park had no answer for that. Besides, Jiwoo continued, I'm not like normal people. I see patterns others miss. The rifts call to me in my sleep. People already think I'm strange enough without adding claims to see other dimensions to the list. The GSF science team confirmed your findings, Park said quietly. The rifts are real. Your detector works exactly as you claimed. No one thinks you're crazy now. Jiwoo finally turned to him. Good, because Europa Station is just the beginning. My calculations show the next rift will be larger, and it will open right here at GSF headquarters. Park's eyes widened. How long do we have? 3 days, Jiwoo said. Maybe less. Before Park could respond, alarms blared throughout the building. Commander Baz's voice came over the speakers. All personnel to emergency stations. We have a situation at Lab 4. They rushed to the laboratory where Jiwoo's detector was being studied. Inside, they found chaos. The air itself seemed to ripple and bend. Equipment floated in midair. 2 scientists were trapped inside a bubble of altered physics, moving in slow motion. Jiwoo pushed past the security team and ran to her device, which was glowing bright blue. It's happening faster than I calculated, she shouted. The detector isn't just finding rifts, it's predicting them before they form. She grabbed the device despite warnings from security. As her hands touched it, the chaotic energy in the room suddenly focused around her. Jiwoo gasped, her eyes glowing with the same blue light as the detector. I can see them, she whispered. All of them. Every rift that will ever open. For a moment, everyone stood frozen, watching as Jiwoo seemed to exist in 2 places at once. Then the light faded, and she collapsed into Park's arms. Get the medical team, Park shouted. But Jiwoo was already regaining consciousness. I know how to stop them now, she said, her voice stronger than before. But you won't like the solution. The command center buzzed with activity as the final preparations were made. At the center of it all stood Jiwoo, no longer dressed in expensive clothes, but in a practical GSF uniform modified with her own touches. The blue glow of her detector reflected in her determined eyes. All stations report ready, Officer Park announced. He had become Jiwoo's unofficial second-in-command over the past week. The transition from arresting her to following her orders had been surprisingly smooth. The rifts have appeared at 7 more locations, reported Officer Kang. Europa Station is still partially phased into another dimension. We have less than 24 hours before the big one hits. Commander Ba approached Jiwoo. The court just confirmed the settlement agreement. All charges against you have been dropped. Your lawsuit has been reduced to a symbolic judgment requiring GSF to establish new protocols for civilian scientists. Jiwoo barely nodded. She was focused on the large display showing the solar system, with glowing red dots marking each rift location. "The pattern is clear now," she said. "The rifts form where reality has been weakened by specific mining processes. My family's company has been accidentally punching holes in the universe for profit." She laughed without humor. "My great-grandmother would be so disappointed." "Your plan will work," Park said quietly, standing beside her. "The science team confirmed your calculations." Jae-woo looked at him. "It has to work. Otherwise, Earth and half the colonies will be swallowed by the mega rift." The plan was as crazy as Ji-woo herself had once been considered. She had designed a network of modified detectors to be placed at strategic locations throughout the system. When activated simultaneously, they would create a resonance field that would force the rifts to close. The catch: someone had to manually control the master device at the center of the network, right where the largest rift would appear. "The transport is ready," Commander Ba said. "Last chance to reconsider." Jae-woo shook her head. "I'm the only one who can feel the rifts. It has to be me." 2 hours later, Ji-woo sat alone in a small ship at the calculated center point of the coming mega rift. Around her, 7 other ships maintained position at a safe distance, each carrying one of her detector devices. "All units report synchronized," Park's voice came through the comm. "Ji-woo, your readings." Jae-woo checked her equipment. "The rift is forming. I can feel it already." Her hands trembled slightly as she adjusted her detector. "Remember, no matter what happens, maintain the network until all rifts register as close." "Understood," Park replied, his voice tight with concern. "Good luck." Jae-woo closed her eyes, feeling the strange pull of the forming rift. The detector in her hands grew warm, then hot. Around her ship, space began to distort. Through the viewport, she could see impossible colors and shapes that shouldn't exist in this reality. "Activation in 3, 2, 1. Now," she commanded. All 8 detectors powered up simultaneously. A web of blue energy connected them, with Ji-woo at the center. The energy flowed through her ship, through the forming rift, and through Ji-woo herself. Pain shot through her body as she became the conduit between realities. She could see everything now, not just the rifts, but the spaces between them. She understood why she had always been different, always seen patterns others missed. She hadn't been crazy. She had been born with one foot in another dimension. "Readings are off the charts," she heard Park say, his voice seeming to come from far away. "Ji-woo, your ship is phasing in and out of our reality." Jae-woo couldn't respond. She was everywhere and nowhere, her consciousness spread across multiple dimensions. She could feel the rifts beginning to close, the tears in reality healing as her network forced them shut. With the last of her strength, she focused on the master detector, pushing its power to the maximum. A blinding flash of blue light erupted from her ship, expanding outward through the entire solar system. Then, silence. 3 days later, Ji-woo opened her eyes in the GSF medical bay. Park sat beside her bed, looking like he hadn't slept in days. "Did it work?" she asked, her voice barely a whisper. Park smiled with relief. "All rifts closed. Europa Station returned completely to our dimension. You did it." Jae-woo tried to sit up but found she was too weak. "How did I survive?" "I should have been pulled into the rifts when they closed." "We don't know," Park admitted. "But the doctors found something strange. Your brain patterns have changed. You're different now." Director Ba entered the room, carrying an official document. "Ms. Kim, as ordered by the court settlement, the GSF is establishing a new division to handle unconventional threats. We want you to lead it." Jae-woo looked surprised. "You want the crazy rich woman who sued you to work for you?" Ba smiled. "We want the brilliant scientist who saved the solar system to help us protect it." As Ji-woo considered the offer, she felt something new, a sense of belonging, of purpose. The rifts were closed, but she could still feel the echo of other dimensions in her mind. She wasn't just Kim Ji-woo anymore. She was something more. "When do I start?" she asked.